So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the fantastic story of Paul Howarth's reign as Luxembourg manager. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, a lot of the footage from the time was lost. We've managed to get together some highlights, so we're just going to do a little quick momentary video going through things with the man himself at the time, Paul Howarth. These are interviews that have been taken from the past years, and we're going to go through those now, and we're going to hear from the man himself as he talks us through that unforgettable European Championship 2016 campaign. So Paul, you started off with a 4-1 win against Turkey. I don't think anybody expected that to happen the way it did they? Absolutely not. Graham, we went out there and we played some fantastic football. We didn't know what to expect in the opening game against Turkey, if we're all honest. We went out there, hoping to do well in our first ever European Championship game, and I don't think any of us could have imagined, what was to come. Really, we took the lead quite early on the 13th minute. We did switch with a fantastic finish, absolutely fantastic. From outside the area, it was something that I don't think many people expected, like I say. But they came back at us, and they picked up the equaliser for time. And it was just before half time, around about 44 minutes. But then we really got a grip of the game, and the switch was fantastic in that game, as was the role. But Salido got a fantastic goal, and some good play from the wing. We built it well. We held them off. I felt we built well from the back. It was Mika Pinto, with a real freak for a third. But he deserved his goal, and then obviously he went on to get the fourth to wrap it up, and Turpel crossed it over to him, and a very good finish for a left back. Unbelievably good finish. So we ran out 4-1 winners. It put us top of the group. It was a fantastic achievement for all involved at that point. Next up was Spain, wasn't it? And no major highlights to speak of in that match, apart from the goalkeeper. Really, he kept you in it, didn't he, Castellini? He certainly did. We came up against an unbelievably strong, determined, difficult to beat, difficult to break down Spain side. It's not every day a team relatively unknown as us comes up against the likes of Piqué, Ascoleta, Busquets, Pedro, Fernandez, Fabregas, Martinez, Mata, Negredo, Llorente. The list goes on and on and on. And that's not to mention the players that didn't play, like Sergio Ramos, Alba, and Cavalla. And Casillas, of course, De Gea. A lot of them. And we didn't have one shot on target. We didn't have one shot in the game. We just held them off, and it was an unbelievable performance from the boys to hold them off the way they did. And we go away with the point. You went into that final game against Russia. A defeat would have seen you drop out, Paul, as the results went. But a draw would see you through, and you got that draw, didn't you? And it was well deserved in a lot of people's opinions. They had a lot more of the play than we did, that's for sure. But we took the lead against them, and we felt when we were in front that we would undoubtedly get a draw at the least. We were a bit unsure. We were a bit unsure to start off with if it stood, because Kalala hit the ball. Gerson appeared to be in an offside position, but he wasn't. He'd come from an onside position. But Capello's got Russia set up in a fantastic way, and we knew it would be difficult, and we were going at them. They hit us on the counter from our own, we were pressing very hard for a second, playing very well to make the save, but obviously the man was there, Zubo was there for the rebound, and but the point was enough to take us through. Nobody would have ever dreamed that you'd have got to where you were. You're in the second round of the European Championships. Belgium awaited, and it was difficult, wasn't it? It was. I mean, the boys had the confidence going into it because because they'd done so well in the group stage, and we felt that if we could do as well as we did against Spain and Russia and Turkey also in the early stage, then we could do well against Belgium. But I don't think many of us saw the hammering that we took, really. I mean, 3-0 doesn't seem like much of a hammering when you're Luxembourg against Belgium, but they really did put us under the cosh and really did go at us. And they're a very talented side. Got so many amazing players, Hazard and Lukaku especially. But we started well. I felt that there, which should have Courtois, he seemed to catch that off the field. I thought that when he came down, he caught it and came down outside the field of play, but it's just nitpicking. A brilliant ball from Lukaku to Hazard, well tackled there. Saido trying to get it away, and then Gerson, but it's cut out there as his free ball. And then Fellaini through to Lukaku in a fantastic finish. You can't allow players of Lukaku's brilliance, that much space. Next up for a corner, Fellaini. We all know how dangerous he is from set pieces. And we didn't pick him up well enough. And then Vertonghen with a very well taken, very controlled free kick to finish us off 3-0. And it took them until the 72nd minute to break us down, but then they got 3 goals in 6 minutes. So that finished us off. You went home with your heads held high. You were the media praised everything that you put into it, didn't they? They did. The media were very complimentary indeed. And we've done really well to come out of it as a lot of people's second favourite team. There are a lot of teams from other nations that were knocked out that supported us in the competition, and that's fantastic to see. And we hope they'll do so if we make it to the World Cup as well. But that's going to be a massive challenge. Talking of the World Cup, Paul, we'll have to go through the the qualifiers there as well. You started off at home to Lithuania, and you picked up a very, very respectable 1-0 win. You could have had more, couldn't you? You could have definitely had more. We could have. I felt we deserved more from it. We've really gone at them, and they've done very well to hold us back in this game. But Saido was there. He's such an integral part to the team. He's David, and he really stepped up his game and came out against Luxembourg. Against Lithuania with a fantastic goal from the free kick. I think Bettner put the goalkeeper off a little bit as he swung his leg for it, but a very good goal. Then came something that nobody would have ever dreamt of. Yes. When we looked at the team sheet and we saw Lloris, Mbua, Varane, Sarko, Clichy, Gunalons, Cabaye, Karabiga, I think that's how you say it, Valbuena, Griezmann, Gomes, and then you look at the bench, they've got such fantastic players, Ribéry, Sissoko, Pogba, one of that I was very surprised he didn't start, Rod Fanny, a fantastic right back, well, I say right back, he's sort of a right back, centre back sort of a player, fantastic for Marseille, and we went out there You know, nobody gave us a chance, and we shot them early on. Then they had a player sent off midway through the second half, and I think it did for him. And of course, we had Alexander Gross make his debut, the young boy from Bayern Munich. You know, so it's fantastic to see him in there. He's been having a fantastic season that year as well at FC Bayern's second team. So you know, it was a good opportunity for him, and we decided to play him against France to see if he perhaps caught them unawares. But it was the old man. It was the old man of the team, Joachim, who had planned to retire after the European Championship. I managed to talk him out of it luckily. But it was him that popped up with a winner, you know, and they built it from the back, which was a pleasing thing. Gerson, Saido involved, as always. His cross was met by Joachim, he beat Luis to the ball, and that was it. You know, they threw everything they possibly could at us, but they couldn't break us down, and you know, we took massive confidence from that. But of course, we were brought crashing back down to earth the following game against Switzerland. Yeah, Paul, I don't think they were too happy. You dealt them a defeat last time you met, didn't you? And I think they wanted to exact revenge, and they certainly did that, didn't they? They did. They came. To be honest with you, our players, I said to them in the dressing room at half time and at full time, you know, you looked as if you felt you were just going to stroll out there and win because you're beating France, and that isn't the case. We all know that, and you know, Switzerland gave everything, and they were absolutely superb, fully deserved of that victory, and you know, we were very pleased to share you know, a bit of a laugh and a joke about it afterwards, really, because it was so depressing all the way through, and we were very pleased for it to end. And you know, we had a laugh and a joke because, you know, the way we work here, the philosophy here is you don't get dragged down by these defeats. You know, we haven't had many of them. In fact, this is the heaviest one we've had since I've been here, and we said from the start when it happened, because it was inevitably going to happen, it happens to every team at some point, we weren't going to let it go us down, you know. And I said to the lads in the dressing room, like I said earlier, you know, you turned up as if you felt you deserved to win it from the kick-off. Nobody deserves to win it from the kick-off. I don't care who they are, how good they are. And you know, they understood that, and I said, but look, don't let it get you down, you know, just pick yourselves up, and we'll look forward to the next game, go and have a chat to their lads, you know, and just relax and congratulate them because they deserved it. Yeah, the Switzerland manager was saying afterwards, Paul, how gracious in defeat you and your boys were, and you know, that's great testament. But you know, you didn't have long to rest on it because you had the Tuesday fixture against Georgia, didn't you? And you had to. It was imperative that you fought back and came back strong, wasn't it? It most definitely was, Greg. We went out there knowing that we just had that hammering. I said to them before the game, I says, I told you. I told you to, to just forget it. Now's the time to remember it. You know, you need to take the anger from that, the disappointment, the embarrassment from that, and bring it into the game against Georgia, and they did. You know, fantastic as well, absolutely fantastic play. And to see Gross get on the score sheet for the first time was brilliant. You know, he's starting to get used to the high level international football because he's playing in a regional division in Germany at the minute. But he did well. Then his cross was fantastic, and you know, he got there, he got his head on it. A superb goal. You know, the second goal, Paul just took us through it. Saido sent over. You know, Gerson was unbelievably marked at the back, and as you saw there, he just slotted it in. And then they got the free kick goal at the end. We're always a bit worse off when it comes to defending against those sorts of free kicks. We 9 times out of 10 we seem to concede them, which is something we're looking to work on with the goalkeepers, of course. But it's not always that easy. And then, but Liechtenstein, literally a month later, you're at home again, another opportunity to fight on, wasn't it, and to pick things up. It was, we knew we had to really perform well against Liechtenstein, and we knew we had to assert dominance on them because we were favourites for it, and we went in there, feeling as we were favourites as well. So we had to follow through on that. It wasn't arrogance, it wasn't cockiness, it was just belief. And Ross setting up Joachim, in the 26th minute, with those two started working very, very well together up top. And then obviously Alexander got on the score sheet himself, which was great, from scoring 2 international games running. Something that we'd spoken to him about, so he needed to be consistent at this level, and he was. Saido again, this time instead of his header against Georgia, he took one touch to control and then turned and shot. He wouldn't get that much time against other teams, but he knew he'd get the time against Liechtenstein, so he did what he thought was right. And then you see there Kalala picking up Saido with a fantastic ball. What an asset Kalala's been to us, absolutely superb. And him and Saido, they definitely work well together. Definitely work well together. You had a 1-1 draw with Estonia, didn't you? Deville with the goal there, and then you came up against Lithuania, Paul. And how do you feel that went? Obviously, you went over there. You drew 2 apiece in that match, but do you feel you should have got more from it? I felt we deserved more, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, Lithuania, they're difficult to beat away from home. Bigger teams than us have gone there and struggled in the past. But when we took the lead, I felt, this was going to be another decent victory for us. Strong point, strong 3 points to move us forward. But it wasn't meant to be. Saido again in the right place at the right time to get our first. And then against the run of play, it has to be said, a terrible bit of defending, but they equalised, and we felt then, we spoke to we sort of spoke to each other, me and the assistant manager and assistant staff, and as we were talking, the bit of poor defending, and they slipped through to make it 2-1. We got the boys in at half time, and we laid the law down, told them how it had to be. And Gross, I think, fantastic on goal, and Gross was on the end of it to equalise. We had a couple of chances towards the end to perhaps nick it, but I felt in the end the draw was a brilliant result for us, considering the poor defensive display. You then went on and beat Northern Ireland 1-0 thanks to Alexander Gross, and Singapore 5-2. Deville and Gross and Arriga with the goals there for you. Next up is France, Paul. How do you see that at home? It's going to be very difficult, to say the least. They're going to be angry after the defeat to us last time out. They're top of the group, 2 points clear of us. If we beat them, we go top. We draw with them, we stay in touching distance. They'll want to steam away. Switzerland are fast approaching, catching us up, as are Lithuania. So every it's the old cliche in football, Greg. Every game's a cup final for us, as far as these qualifiers are concerned. Just talk to us about after the qualifiers, Paul. If you don't make it, will you move on? And if you do make it to the World Cup finals, will you move on after the World Cup finals? It's not something I've really thought about too much, to be honest. We discussed it, of course, with the Luxembourg FA about what we'll do at the end if we don't qualify. from the position we're in, I feel that it would be the right thing to do to leave. If we do qualify, of course, I'm going to a World Cup. I'm not going to pass that opportunity up. Then when the World Cup's over, you know, I'd like to give club management a go. Everybody knows that. But would I like to do it straight away after the high of the World Cup? I don't know. It's a decision that I'm going to have to think about, speak to my family about, and you know, and take it from there. But we don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This slightly different instalment of the story of Paul Harper Luxembourg. Tune in next time as we'll see how they get on in the following World Cup qualifiers and see how they got on in either making it or not making it. And if they did make it, by God, what a journey it's going to be. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and join us next time. Until then, thank you for your support, and we will see you against France.